Welcome along. Let's start a whole new season. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? Let's make Power BI something for our business. Hi, welcome along to our new season. My name's Ross, the creator and founder of Geordie Consulting and Geordie Intelligence, the YouTube channel you're watching today. What I wanted to do is with this new season was actually look at Power BI from the business side. So there's a lot of stuff, a lot of content going out there now about Power BI from a developer perspective. How can developers do more and develop more? But the reality is, and this is the hard truth of analytics and analysis, is that if we don't do what the business needs, it's pointless. Business intelligence is still very much what we need to be doing. It's still in the name, Power BI. It's not Power Data Science, it's not Power Data Engineering, it's Power BI. We need to provide business intelligence in a more intelligent and a better way, but fundamentally it is still business intelligence that we need to do. So I thought, let's look at it from the business's perspective. Let's see what it's like to be in the business and using Power BI. What can I do? What can I not do? Okay, so we'll start week one. Just started. Let's cut on over and see what it starts to look like. So I thought we'd start here. Okay, simple web page. Whatever your home screen is for your business, that's where we are. We've just logged in, first time at the home page. What do I need to do? I need to go to Power BI. That's the first step, isn't it? And the way we get to Power BI is app.powerbi.com/home. Okay, that's the link that should always be shared. If your company is sharing different links to Power BI, it's not worth it. Okay, it will cause you problems. This is what you want. This is the first time I've logged into Power BI with this user account that I've just set up. So I've set up this new user, business user, which is what we're going to use for this season. I only have access to a couple of things in Power BI. I have no admin access to anything. Okay? We're using my Office suite as this business user. I am logged in as this business user. We will do everything as this business user. I think that's the important thing that you guys need to see and that we want to show you today, or well, with this season. So it's lovely that Power BI's got these things here, but it's still a bit, I don't know what I need to do. Okay. First thing with Power BI that you've got here, this list that's in the middle of the screen, unfortunately, is where you'll be spending most of your time. You've also got this left-hand list here, right, in terms of actually what's available to you. For a business user, you should primarily be using apps. Okay, so we've got apps here on the left-hand side, and we've got apps here in the menu. Okay, I'm going to click on the left, click apps, and you'll see it'll come away and it'll show me these are the apps that have been published to me. Okay, and that's key, published. If I went through and I chose Get Apps, I'd have an additional one available to me here, this Senior Leadership Team dashboard. So there is some things in here that we've got one published that's been pushed out by the publishers, by the app creators, to people who've got access to it. And we've got others which potentially are hidden. Okay, well, they're not hidden, they're just not immediately pushed to you. So from a business perspective, you need to make sure that those core apps are being pushed to their audience. So we'll come into this SLT report here. Okay, what I've done is really simple. We've got two reports in here. We've got the parkruns report that we've got for Northeast, and we can see, that's not right. It's not allowing me access because the data set is somewhere else. Okay. And that's one of those things that you might see with an early push of an app. So an early push of an app, and we deliberately did this because it's one of those things. What we push as a consultancy is to have your semantic models in central locations, and then access is granted via apps between those various locations and to make sure people can get access. But it means that you need to make sure that those who are doing it are actually assigning the right permissions at the right times. So we'll go through and we'll fix that before the next one. But what you can see here is we've also got the Northeast hygiene, which is again, similar way, it's linked through to a different report location. But from here, I can start to see, all right, what do I need to do? And I've got interactions here. And what you need to think through is that these are two different data sets. They are distinctly different. There is no correlation between the two. Okay, so our England food hygiene could be your facilities report, which kind of, what's the facilities looking like? What's the food hygiene like in our restaurants? Whereas our park run could be is our retail analog in terms of what's the daily sales figures looking like for them. So we've got two data sets coming together into a single app. And that's why we talk about putting together tiered apps so that people are able to access the app via that tiered structure. Does that make sense? And what I mean by tier structure, so in this case, we've got our senior leadership team, so our top level managers, and we've got an app that will show them that top level content. And we'll go through, we'll explore, and we'll make some tweaks. And offline, I'll make the IT tweaks, and then obviously we can come back and have a look at the business side. But let's start with the first one. Let's do this first thing first, which I really wanted to kind of do today, because it's always the topic there. How do I analyze it in Excel? How can I get this into Excel? Because this isn't doing it for me. I need it in Excel. And Power BI has everything in it for you. So on the top where you've got export, you've got Analyze in Excel. So if I click Analyze in Excel, it's going to create an Excel file. I can choose to open it in Excel in the web, which is just terrible. I wish it wouldn't do this. But what it's going to do is it's going to create a pivot table, okay? Because fundamentally, if I said, oh, I want to download all this into Excel, I would basically be doing a pivot table, wouldn't I? So I'd get the raw data tables, and then I would look to build a pivot table. So we can say, well, what I want is to have, so let's say, yeah, let's just put local authority, and then we can bring in an average hygiene in. Okay, so this has got everything, right? For all we're showing just a subset in the other side, this has got everything. And this is one of those areas that you need to be aware of. This is something which is really important, that what you see in an app may be different to what you'll see in Excel if you've got an Excel connection. And again, this is something that for a business has to be considered. Okay, so we've pulled this through and we said, right, this is what we've got, and it is everything. So I might turn around and say, well, let's put in region name so I can filter it by regions. And again, just like any pivot table, I can kind of choose to minimize, expand, right click on this, can't we? And we can minimize all and do that. But this way, everything is available to me and I'm not limited or restricted. So if I would turn and say, oh, I just want this stuff, I've got this connection that allows me to do it. In the case of this, it's our England food hygiene data set that we're using, which is England, obviously, which is why the sample report size that we've got, which is different to this. This connection, which I've created one way, can of course be created the other way. So if I go to Excel, let me start Excel now. Okay, let's bring this over here. We're new. So if I go to here, under the data tab, I can choose to get data. And where we choose is from Power BI. Okay, so we're getting from Fabric or Power Platform from Power BI. And this will bring up on the right-hand side. Now, mate, see if I can move my head a bit. Where do I have access to? Okay, now you can insert a table, which would allow you to build a table and download big chunks of data, but it's connected to your model. So if you have to do it, and it's honestly, I really hate this personally, I wish Microsoft hadn't put this insert table in. It will allow you to do it, and it will refresh when you open Excel. Insert pivot table is far better because your data remains in the model, and all that's going to be in that spreadsheet is effectively that summarized aggregation that is a pivot table. So the direct connection from Power BI would go insert Analyze in Excel does that. Insert pivot table. This is what I would say you want to use if you're going to do this. If you find that you're not getting the results you need, then yes, potentially you have to go down the insert table route, but I would always recommend you use the insert pivot table first. Okay, so we use the insert pivot table. Again, it'll go through, it'll check my credentials. I can say, yes, this is me. And you see we've got the measures that exist. So we can see a business count. Okay, we've got filters that we can put in place because it's just like anything, like any other pivot table kind of thing. So let's do businesses and let's do hygiene. Should we do hygiene rating for a change? Rating value, I think, isn't it? Okay, so we can see here's the number of businesses that are like that. We could choose to say, well, let's do this by region in the columns. Okay, so we've suddenly, okay, we've got that. That doesn't look very good, does it? So let's swap those over. Right, this is connected. This is responsive. This is able to be used, isn't it? You can't turn around and say, oh, this is problematic. So if I suddenly had to say, for the Northeast, what's the position in terms of those that are awaiting inspection in the Northeast, we can see that there are 1,000 restaurants and food establishments, 1,500, that are awaiting inspection. So we've got this focus that's easy, accessible, we can use. And that's a number that I know is excluded, for example, from the map that we've got. It just isn't built that way that we've got here. We hide where it's the text values. These are just looking at 1 to 5. We've got more regions in here because, as I say, this is the England Food Hygiene, and we've simply filtered it for the app so it looks better. Okay, but I thought it was important that we have these discussions this week before we get too far into it. So we've connected our parkrun report data set as well now, just so we've got everything aligned. And what we're going to do is we're going to build dashboards around this, aren't we? So we're going to actually start to piece together things like where we've got the region or the local authorities that are combined there. The two are the same. Newcastle is Newcastle on both data sets. So I thought it'd be great if we start to put together and look at ways we can assess and see, because that's what you want to do, isn't it? We want to understand not just what our revenue generation activities are also, but where's our revenue going in a particular area of our business. So if we're having to obviously staff our stores, we've got to staff our factories, you know, how much are we actually, you know, then what do we sell the stuff for? It's that whole piece to actually understand holistically what is that full activity that's going on in our organization. And that's what we're going to do. That's what Power BI is going to do for you. And that's where you get the most out of what's going on. So it's not a big one today, not too long. What I wanted you to see though was without admin access, it's a very different experience. Apps are really the way that we need to go, and apps are where we need to be focusing and sending people. You need to pick up as well. Potentially there's a difference in terms of what you can get in Excel versus from the app. That's partially true. So if there's filters applied to reports or filters that are applied in areas, those won't necessarily flow through if you've got build permissions. That's something to consider in terms of what happens when you are deploying apps to people. Should they have build permissions? And this is one of the things that I have given to this, because I think it's really important that you have build for this discussion to be had. If you want a full basic read-only experience, don't give build, okay? You just simply don't give it. You give you can read. And there's an impact on that. So it is one of the areas that we need to look at, isn't it? That build gives a lot in terms of being able to interrogate and ask about what's going on within the data. But we need to be clear that build, potentially you're going to start crossing lines into different license requirements as you go through with that. Now that's fine from I'm an admin perspective, which is where most content is going to come from, but it's less fine in terms of hey, I just want to be able to look at the pictures and see what's happening. I need to understand, is my area going up? Is my area going down? What's happening? And then being able to interrogate the data. So it makes it clear. We need to work through what we've got going through. So we'll look at kind of drill throughs and actually how we can request and make those requests and what we can do with that. because I think that's important. But we needed to be able to start to see what's happening. I can connect Excel to our semantic models that we've got. So I can say, I need to understand more about this data set. I can go connect Excel to it, build pivot tables. And those pivot tables are quick, which is key. You're not having to say, right, I'm going to log a ticket. I want to get the data. I wait 24 hours. I wait 48 hours. Eventually I get the raw data table. I can then look at that and cut and slice it as a pivot table and do what I need. Instead, I can kind of use the model, do what I need with it in the time it would have taken me to log that ticket. And that's where the pace changes. And that pace and that ability and that capability is really where Power BI starts to transform a business. So I want to leave you with something that happened to me when I was doing my first business case for the company I worked for at the time, in terms of bringing in Power BI. So we'd gone down the route using Power Pivot and we were starting to get really good benefits. But the issue was that it was Power Pivot. We needed to refresh the data model. Power Pivot, the data model existed within the Excel spreadsheet. So everyone had a copy of the data model, which in itself meant we needed to download new spreadsheets when the update changed. And the plan was, well, we could do this with Power BI Desktop for free. Brilliant, no problem. Okay, so Power BI Desktop, yes, you can do that. It's a report authoring tool. You can create report content in it, have everything there, no license is required, and all you do is you send around the PBIX file, they open it, they refresh it, there they go, job done. You've got your Power BI content, all license free. Same thing with Excel. As long as you got your Excel license, it's fine. So the ask we had was, can we have 20 licenses to trial if Power BI is actually any good? And this was way back, 9+ years ago, so kind of really early on in Power BI's time. And the clincher was actually one of the VPs who was behind. He wanted Power BI in, but the kind of push for, it's a lot of money. What do we get for it? What do we do? And his view was, well, we can pay the amount of money that would be for Ross to have a great laptop every year, and he can just produce all the content that he needs and then send it out. Because frankly, everyone was complaining. Excel, it was slow, it was difficult. Its Power Pivot was just not optimized for Excel at the time, and Excel at the time was not the beast it is now. It was, you'd change a slicer and it would take it could take 30 seconds on my laptop, which was a good one. And for some of the execs, it was just not happening. Certainly for managers around, it was just really difficult. So the view had been, we want to go public. We want to go Power BI. So you're saying, well, yeah, Ross can do it, and he can just produce PowerPoints for everything, all the variants that we need. No problem. He can do that. And it's, be same cost. And then, that's a pretty silly thing, isn't it? So we need Power BI. That was what it was said. So Power BI was used that way. And from my perspective as a developer within the business, it freed up for me 4 to 5 business days a month. It was actually probably more like 7 or 8 business days a month that my reporting load had been, because I would lose at least a day a week in terms of doing the weekly report packs, and then it would take 3 to 4 days to do month end. So you work that out yourselves. That was my reality, okay? Freeing myself up from the churn tasks, going in, copying data across, refreshing it, copying and pasting PowerPoints or slides into PowerPoint, changed everything, okay? Suddenly we had a Power BI report pack. And yeah, initially we were copying and pasting like screen grabs from the Power BI report pack into PowerPoint, but the report pack was ready before 9 a.m. on the first day of the month. Okay, it happened overnight. The monthly reports, they're here. There's no Ross needs to check and rebuild, pull everything together, do it. So this transformation changed everything. And that's what I want to really kind of get over to you guys as business users, what we can do with Power BI, how we can help you move your business further forward, and how we can help you maximize the value proposition that you can get from Power BI. So I hope that helped. Okay, I hope you'll stick with us for this season as we're going forward. Don't forget, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you want to see, what areas are confusing you. I'm not sure. And let's keep the journey going forward, and let's keep becoming better and getting more out of our business intelligence than ever before. Stay safe, take care, ta-da.